Good morning. I'm sitting at the island. This is the dining room and the sunroom behind me. So, like I said, I promised I'd keep moving around this week. So, today I want to talk about narcissism, and it's kind of hard to detect. And I really had no idea, but I'm going to read a couple things throughout this today, but use some examples. So, narcissism is an extreme self involvement to the degree that it makes people ignore the needs of those around them. While everyone may show occasional narcissism, which we all do, true narcissists frequently disregard other people's feelings, and they also do not understand the effect that the behavior has on other people. This is my favorite right here. People who show signs of narcissism can often be charming or charismatic. Remember when I said that when we first met, everything was rainbows and flowers and roses and trips and all the right things were said. But they often don't show negative behavior right away, especially in relationships. People who show narcissism often like to surround themselves with people who feed into their ego. It's kind of all about their ego. Their relationships, they build their relationships to reinforce their ideas about themselves, and even if these relationships are superficial. So they kind of create a new reality of what a relationship looks like. So those with grandiose narcissism are aggressive, they're dominant, and they exaggerate their importance. So they're going to tell stories that aren't necessarily true, or stories that are exaggerated from the truth. Super, super common. They are very self-confident and they aren't sensitive. So they come across as all put together, but yet they don't really have a emotional empathy kind of piece to them. And I found that a lot throughout the years and started noticing the disconnect. Like I said, about 3 to 5 years in, there was an incident in the first couple of years that kind of set me in a corner all curled up. That should have been my first clue. But you know what? Hindsight is 2020, right? If I could change it, I would. So this behavior is usually a result of a possible childhood trauma or neglect. People with this behavior are much more less sensitive, and they protect themselves against feelings of inadequacy. So in my relationship, it was all about making him feel more important than me, keeping me in my place, reminded me how inadequate I was, how unsmart I was, how never giving me any affirmations whatsoever. Which I know I say a lot when I get nervous, right? Because this is so incredibly hard for me. And it's hard for me to go back into my database and think about how these things are. But it is just all beautiful roses and rainbows in the beginning. So I can easily see how anybody can get sucked in. A common sign of people with narcissism is a belief that they are superior to others and they deserve special treatment. They believe that others should be obedient to their wishes and the rules don't apply to them. Another common trait is a manipulative or controlling behavior. And they first try to please you and impress you, but eventually their needs will always come first. So back to that, everything looks like it's so fabulous in the beginning, but then the little pieces started to come together. Also, what comes together is those stories that they create and that they create grandiose. If you're with somebody for a long period of time, you're going to start figuring out that those stories are not true and that there's no validity to them, which makes you self-doubt yourself for even being with that person, because what is true and what's not true, and to discern between the two can be extremely, extremely difficult. One of the most common signs is the need for praise, the need for admiration. So if you always have to build them up. And then you're going to see a lack of empathy is another sign of narcissism. So even if something's super traumatic, it's like they don't even feel it. It's like they don't even react to it. So I can be crying and upset and just gutted, and they can just be like, well, that happened. So they kind of lack that empathy piece. So, again, a notebook was super helpful Notice those signs like right away. If you're in a relationship and you're feeling uncomfortable right away, there's a reason you're feeling uncomfortable. Start listening to your gut, start listening to your head. Again, narcissism is a form of a mental health kind of issue. Tomorrow, I'm not sure. You know what I'm going to post tomorrow? I'm going to post a song that I'm not going to sing, so don't worry. That I want you to listen to. And I just think that it's super important. I'm not sure how much posting I'll get done next week. I'm going to try because I'll show you where I am next week. It's a little bit of Where's Waldo. I appreciate you guys listening this week and talking through some of the mental health kind of issues that that I've had in my life and continue to have. So I want you guys to have a great day. Sorry it's so long. Bye.